So you see, if you now choose to reinvent some of your rules and figure out how you're interacting with people and how you're building relationships with people, or you now think that maybe I got $500,000 left and you're smart enough to figure it out, then you can open up the doors for more people to come in. The concept of rules is the condition for how you have relationships. Let's go to the fourth one, which is resourcefulness. Vicki Reynolds, are you here? Please come down. iTex, let's say hello to Vicki. So I always want to increase the rewards. It keeps people coming back to me, and they respond when it's rewarding, right? And then this is a joint responsibility. I'm going to change some of my rules, but this one here is resourcefulness, and Vicki does a great job because she's always wanting to be a support for people. She always wants to be there. But the concept of resourcefulness is you have to have the ability to respond to the need in the moment. So when you meet somebody at a Rainmakers function this evening, it's not a matter of, hey, it's good to see you, Matt. How are you doing? How's business? That's great. The real question is, what does Matt need now? That's a great question to ask. You ask that to yourself because you want to be more, you want to serve more. And Matt maybe needs more business. Maybe Matt needs a connection to building a website or getting a website hosted. Well, if I can pull in resources in the moment, in the now, I can create impact at the point of interaction. Does that make sense? So the question is, what does this person need now? That's how I respond to people. You have to get people what they want. And if I asked you when people want something, when do they want it? You would all tell me, now. You got to work on now technology. Now, those are 4 R's, and there could have been 7. There could have been 4, but I had 5. By the way, I wrote the book, The Power and the Connection, with Jane Sturgis, for those that know Jane. She's a wonderful girl. But I want to ask David Robertson to come up from a company called Wholeness for You. I think this is my favorite R out of the 5 R's. David. David is a mental health therapist. He's been working on me for a long time. It's a joke, of course, because I don't have any issues. In fact, he tells me if you're breathing, you got issues. But David's a great guy. I love this word. It's called relation shift. This is a word we invented. Net being is a word we invented. Net being just said you got to be before you can do. You do to the extent of what you are, and what you are is based predominantly on how you think. So the power to your success and achievement and anything you want to accomplish has got to be method of thinking. Relation shift, if you look at the spirit of this word, it basically states that relationships never end. They shift. And if you can transform your view of an existing relationship as it flows to something else, it becomes somewhat liberating. Let me give you an example of what I mean. How many of you do business today in our community, right? All of you. How many people do business with people no longer? But you did business with them at one time, right? So if somebody was to come up to you and say something like, Sandy or Gail or Debbie or John, do you have a relationship with them? You may say no, right? Because you're basing it on this concept that one of your mindsets say that when I do business with people, I have a relationship. But when they're not doing business with me anymore, I don't have a relationship. I'm telling you, you do, but it's called a relation shift. You still have a relation in place if you can define what it is. To me, a relationship is a flow of feelings among people. So the power for you has got to be is to sell and to do what you do with emotion, close everything logically, transform your view of existing people, and know that you can easily relaunch relationships when time and opportunity and mutual focus show up. Has anybody done business with people years ago and then just within the last 12 months you're back to doing business with people? Is it safe to say that relationship never ended? And you can tell me, or you can challenge me to think that relationships end, and I'll be here all night, and I'd be more than happy to share with you my viewpoint on it. So when I put together rewardingness, reciprocity, rules, resourcefulness, and relationship, I can get a real focus going on. And I want to ask you to try something this evening. When I leave the stage and when they finish their announcements and you're out meeting people, find these individuals up here that are getting paid big bucks to hold these signs. And if you don't mind, they have a pen. And if you can identify with any one of these, would you be kind enough just to sign it? And the person that put these signs together is the guy that owns this company. Does anybody know who he is? His name is Steve Scalp. So special thanks to Steve. I don't think he made it this evening. He's on vacation. He's in the corner, right? He's got his cutout. Thank you very much. It's great to be with you. Hope you had a good time.